In one of my earlier videos, I have dealt with the theoretical aspects of what a complete specification should look like and what goes along with a patent application whenever you are filing it. Today, we'll be dealing with the practical aspects of it, and I'll show to you how to fill in details in Form 1, Form 2 and Form 5, the essential forms which need to go along with a patent application. So all these forms are provided under patent rules. Let us see how those need to be filled up. So this is how Form 1 looks like. All these details, application number, filing date. In case you are filing Form 1 for the first time, all these details obviously would not be available with you, but these are provided if you are filing a Form 1 at a later date from the date of filing of your application. So you have that option of filing it at a later date. You can file it within 6 months of filing of your patent application. By that time, you obviously would have the application number and the filing date with you, and thus if you are filing the Form 1 after you have filed the patent application, you can fill in all those details. So here you can fill in the application number, filing date, and the amount of fee that was paid, the CBR number, and signature of the patent agent or the applicant, whosoever is filing the Form 1. So row 1 refers to applicant reference number. In case the patent office has provided that, nothing like that is there as of now by the patent office. In case this comes up in the future, you may add in any reference number that has been provided specifically to identify the particular applicant. In row 2, the form requires you to identify the type of application. So you can select either the ordinary application or if it is a convention application, or in case you are filing a national phase application. So you need to tick any of the relevant boxes. Also, you need to identify if your application is a divisional application or a patent of addition in each of these respective heads. So you can specify by particular checkbox. In row 3A, you need to provide the details of the applicant. So here would come the name of the applicant, the nationality, and the country of residence. In terms of a company, it could be an Indian company or a foreign company, or in case of an individual, it could be where that person is resident. Then you have to provide details of the address of the applicant. So here you fill in all those details. In 3B, you have to provide details of the category of the applicant, and this is to claim particular waiver of fee or maybe some discounts in the fee. Then you have to provide the category of the applicant. So in case the applicant is a natural person or maybe a small entity or a startup which is eligible for reduced fee, then you need to tick that particular checkbox. Or in case it may be an educational institute, I think then you'll have to tick the others box, because the educational institute which are covered under Rule 24C do not have a separate marking as such. And in case the applicant doesn't qualify in any of these categories, then you need to tick other than natural person. In row 4, in case the inventors are same as the applicant, then you need to check yes. Further, you need to provide the details of the inventor, like the name, the nationality, again the country of residence, and the address of the inventor. So you can provide all those details. You may have one or more inventors, so you can add rows in respect of each of the inventors and add the details. In row 5, you need to provide a title of the invention. I've already mentioned that the title should ideally be within 15 words. In row 6, you need to provide details of all registered patent agents who have been authorized. You have to provide the PA number, then the name, the mobile number of the registered patent agent. So you can add as many rows as are the registered patent agents. Then address for service. This is very important for any patent application. You need to specify the address for service, and this is in particular relevant where the applicant is a foreign entity. Here you need to provide details of the address for service, details of the mobile number, the email ID of the address for service, where any documents pertaining to the patent application would be served. Row 8 is in particularly relevant for convention applications. So here you need to provide details of the priority application. So here you will provide the details of the priority country, the application number, the filing date, the name of the applicant, whether the applicant is same or whether in the convention country the applicant was different, the title of the invention, and in case the IPC class has been identified in the convention country. Row 9 is for providing details of the PCT national phase application. So in case you are filing a PCT national phase application, then you need to provide the international application number and the international filing dates for enabling the patent office to identify what is the international patent application in respect of this particular national phase that you are filing. In case you have divided your application under section 16, known as a divisional application, then you need to provide details of the original or the parent application from which you have divided this particular application that you are filing now. So here you need to provide details of the original application or the first application and the date of filing of that particular original application or the parent application from which you are deriving the divisional. In case you are filing a patent of addition, then row 11 is important. and here you need to provide details of the main application from which you are deriving the patent of adhesion. Row 12 is the most important part of Form 1. It includes the declarations that are to be made by the applicant in the convention country in case it is a Paris Convention application, or declaration by the inventors declaring the assignment of rights by them to the applicant. So this declaration is more about the proof of right, which is required to be established under section 7. So if the inventor is not same as the applicant, then you need to provide this declaration under 12 sub paragraph 1, which says declaration by the inventor. Language of this particular declaration, it says that there is an assignment from the inventors to the applicant. This declaration needs to be signed by each of the inventors assigning their right to the applicant. So here you need to mention the names of each of the inventors, and then they need to sign on top of that and also mention the dates. Just wanted to bring to your notice that this declaration is not a true assignment of sorts. It is only a declaration that the inventors have assigned their rights to the assignee or the applicant, and you need to have a specific assignment document signed so as to effectuate that particular assignment. So here you are only making a declaration that an assignment has already taken place prior to filing of the application. Declaration under 12.2 is to be filed only in the cases of Paris Convention where the applicant in India is different from the applicant in the convention country. So maybe in UK the applicant was different and then the rights were assigned to someone else who filed the application in India. In that case, this declaration needs to be signed by the applicant in the convention country. So you need to specify the details of the applicant in the convention country. They need to sign it. As I said, these declarations are to provide the proof of right, and in lieu of these declarations, you could also submit the original assignment or copy of the assignment that has been signed between the inventors and the assignee, or maybe the applicant in the convention country may have signed a separate assignment in favor of the applicant in India. So you could also submit that assignment in lieu of these declarations. Then there are some general declarations by the applicant wherein the applicant declares that they are in the possession of the invention, that they are the rightful owners as such. Then you need to specify whether you are filing the provisional application or whether you are filing the complete specification in relation to the invention. So if you are filing a provisional, you will obviously cut complete specification and then just mention provisional application. Also, in case there are any biological materials being used, you need to take the permission of the NBA and you have to give a declaration that you have obtained that necessary permission. Then you need to say that there is no lawful ground for objection to the grant of patent as such. In case the inventors are the applicant, then they need to tick this particular checkbox where they say that they are the true and first inventors. In case the application is being made by an applicant who has been assigned the invention, then they need to check this particular box where they say that they are the assignee or the legal representatives. In that case, this checkbox won't be ticked. Then there are some other declarations which are to be given only in case if there is a national phase application you are filing, or in case you are filing a convention application or a divisional application under section 16 or a patent of adhesion, and all these declarations are required to be given. In row 13, you need to provide details of the number of pages, number of claims which you have included in the patent application, because your fee would be calculated as per that. So here you need to provide the details of the number of pages of the complete specification. So as you all already know, 30 pages are free and any page beyond that is required to be paid for. So you need to mention the number of pages and then calculate the fee according to that. Similarly, here you need to specify the number of claims. So again, up to 10 claims are free. So in case your claims are more than that, then obviously you need to pay fee for the additional claims that are there. So here you provide that calculation. You can mention here in the remarks, you can mention that there are 8 additional claims. Then you provide details of number of pages for the abstract and the number of drawings that are there. So I hope you are aware that when counting the total number of pages for a complete specification, you need to count the form 2, then the detailed description part, then the number of pages for the claims, then the drawings and the abstract. So this entire thing forms your complete specification, and this is what you need to count for counting the number of pages of the complete specification. And here you are providing documents as enclosures, documents that you are filing along with the patent application. So in case you are not submitting statement on form 3, you could strike that through. Here you need to mention the total fee that you are paying. So it would be 1600 or 4000 depending on the type of entity. And in addition to that, you will be counting whatever are the additional pages or claims and then add it. Finally, you need to mention the date on which you are signing this particular form. So this would be considered as your filing date, and it needs to be signed either by the authorized signatory of the applicant, or it needs to be signed by the registered patent agent or whosoever is authorized by the applicant to sign this particular form. Coming now to Form 2. Form 2 is the first page of your complete specification as such, and this is how it looks like. The first row is about title of the invention. Whatever you have mentioned in Form 1, same title you need to mention here. In row 2, you need to mention details of the applicant. Whatever you have mentioned in Form 1, you just need to specify it here as well. So there could be one applicant or more than one. So as many number of applicants are there, you need to have that many rows. Then you need to specify whether you are filing a provisional application or a complete specification. So whatever is the type of specification you are filing, you need to include that particular box and omit the other one. So in case you are filing the complete specification, just omit this particular box and include this statement only after the preamble of the description in row 3. Then row 4 talks about description. So here you need not write the description here. You are just attaching it after Form 2 in serial order, and that would be considered as a continuation of Form 2. Again, claims would fall after the detailed description. Then at the end of the claims, you need to put a date and a signature. So the claims would be signed either by the authorized signatory of the applicant or the authorized patent agent. And finally, in the end, you will attach the abstract of the invention. In between claims and the abstract, you could have drawings as well. So this is how the complete specification would look like. So firstly, you would have Form 2, then you have detailed description. Thereafter, you would have claims, drawings, if there are any, and then the abstract. And this entire thing would form your complete specification that goes along with the patent application. Finally, we move on to Form 5, which is another important form, and it is a declaration as to inventorship wherein you define who are the inventors. This Form 5 needs to be filed either along with the complete specification or within a month of filing of the complete specification. Just a clarification, you need not file Form 5 essentially along with a provisional specification, but it is a good practice to file Form 5 along with that as well. But essentially, you should file a Form 5 once you have filed a complete specification. Again, in row 1, you need to provide the name of the applicant, whatever you have mentioned in Form 1 or Form 2. You can also mention the address of that applicant. Then you can see here is a statement where you need to provide the application number and the date of filing. So as I said, in case you are filing it along with the complete specification and you don't have the application number, you could either file it after 1 month once you have the application number with you, or you could file it without the application number initially and then replace that earlier Form 5 with a new one after mentioning the application number and the details of the date of filing. Then this is the most important row wherein you need to provide the details of the inventor. So as many inventors are there, you need to have as many rows, and you need to provide the name, nationality and address of all the inventors. So here you are identifying who are the inventors who have conceived this particular invention. Once you have provided all the details, you have to sign this, put in a date, and this would be signed either by the authorized signatory of the applicant or by the registered patent agent. So if you would notice, row 3 is also another declaration by the applicant in the convention country. So row 3 in a way provides the proof of right of the applicant in the convention country, in the sense that how it got the rights on this particular invention. So in case there is no assignment that is separately being filed defining the rights of that particular applicant in the convention country, you could get this declaration signed by the applicant in the convention country or the authorized signatory of the applicant in the convention country. If you have filed an assignment document from the inventors to that particular applicant in the convention country, then you need not sign this declaration because you would have satisfied the criteria of establishment of proof of right. Row 4 is a statement that is given by additional inventor. So in case you are adding inventors and they were not initially mentioned in the application form and you are adding those inventors at a later stage, say under Form 8, then this statement ideally needs to be signed by all those additional inventors, and all those additional inventors need to sign here and mention their name. So this is all about how to fill the various forms that go along with a patent application. I believe this would be of great help to people who want to self-file patent applications. It would help them fill in relevant details and not miss out on anything. But in case any of you have further questions or further comments regarding this particular video or whatever I have discussed here, please feel free to drop your comments in the comments box. Thank you very much.